And don't forget, Andrew and Tristan are minorities. What? They're biracial like I am.
What? We're pulling the race card now, guys. We're getting very woke. Andrew Tate is woke. Joseph McBride is getting very woke here. That's crazy. Okay, there we go. We got Justin Waller, Myron Gaines, Walter, the whole crew's here. Let's go.
What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Man, I've been better. It's good to see you, man.
I've been better. Justin's struggling, guys. This is Justin Waller. I've made a lot of videos about him. For those that don't know, he's one of the Tate's old friends, close associates. He's involved in their war room group chats when they're talking about grooming girls into OnlyFans and webcam. He's deeply involved with that. And basically his full-time job for a number of years was as a full-time recruiter of school children into Hustlers University.
Over there, the corner on the other side.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I saw you guys by the tracks.
So if you guys want to come through later,
we do, right? Okay.
Myron's not coming through for this guy. Sorry, Chris. But Myron's not coming through for your buddy. I'm sorry.
What's up, man? Which one?
I've
been better, bro.
Justin is sad, guys. He just told Myron he's been better, and he told Walter, poor Justin's been better. It might get worse for him. It might only get worse. For example, he promoted a thing called Planet T that Tate promoted. So Tate said he was going to start an AI planet that was going to make everyone in Hustlers University rich. So it was going to be an AI planet, and everyone would own a percentage of the planet and get paid money for owning a percentage of an AI planet. And Justin Waller was promoting it flat out, getting all these kids to sign up to the real world to get into Planet T. And on the launch date, Planet T was locked and it just wasn't a thing. It was just, in my opinion, a scam. And that's one example. So I think Justin Waller, things might get worse for him.
The only thing I'm bummed about is that we're not gonna, the hearing isn't today, but, yeah. No, we'll be back for sure.
This guy wearing a free hugs shirt. I think there's a lot of people here that need hugs, so it's probably appropriate. Justin needs a hug. Myron needs a hug. He's very sad. Give Joseph a hug. He was very angry and sad and emotional. I think this guy is actually very helpful. Let's watch Myron talk to Mr. McBride. I'm pumped for this. Let's go.
I'm a self-made multi-millionaire and I flew in from California for this.
What's this guy saying?
I'm a self-made multi-millionaire and I flew in from California for this.
I don't know who this person is, but I don't believe you. Sorry.
Did you kind of like fill them in on what was going on and everything? Or yeah.
Let's go. Let's see what Joe has to say to Myron.
Yeah, I ripped it. It was pretty good.
Joe ripped it, guys. He killed it. He crushed it. He didn't say anything actual legally convincing, but he was very loud. So that's something. Yeah, Jack, we need to look at Joe's qualifications. He screams fake lawyer. I mean, he has the qualifications. I don't know if there's a way to scam your way into getting the qualifications. I don't know, but he seems too dumb to pass any test, let alone a bar exam, to become a lawyer.
Repackaging allegations.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
They're repackaging allegations from 10 years before. That's a lie. That's not true. So I think he's talking about a separate case. Some ladies went to the police. The CPS declined to prosecute the cases that the investigation's been reopened. But these new charges, it's not an old case. Isn't that the douche 18-year-old that was saying some wild shit about the Tates being targeted? Yes. So the wild shit he was saying, what's the guy's name? Brad Palumbo interviewed him. This guy here, Tyson Hawkley, this blonde lad, he said Brad played clips of voice notes of Andrew Tate saying that he loved how much the women didn't like it, and text messages where Tate said, I love raping you. And this kid, Tyson Hawkley, said that it sounds like they're asking for it. It sounds like Andrew Tate's alleged rape victims are asking for it.
When you hear him in his own words like that, and you see the text where he literally says, like, I love raping you, you're still 99% confident this guy is innocent of all the more than 40 criminal charges that he faces in the United Kingdom.
Okay, so of course it's edited in a way where it looks terrible, right? It's edited in kind of slanderous way. But to me, it kind of just sounds like
slanderous.
Let me talk. To me, it almost seems like it's like dirty talk. Like he doesn't sound like he's genuinely talking like, I'm gonna rip you. It sounds like he's talking like a seductive way. It sounds like he's talking to a girl that asked for it in a sense, right? It sounds like it's just like dirty play talk.
I love raping you is dirty play talk. These women saying they're strangled and passed out.
It's very, very edgy, right? Obviously, and that's going to sound ridiculous to anybody, but it's like, I don't know, it almost sounds like he's talking to a consenting chick in those voice notes. I'm not going to lie, bro.
He's just turned 18. He's an adult now, and a worry, a concern for society, I think. So that's Tyson Hawkley, ladies and gentlemen.
We believe that we have a compelling case in front of this judge for bond. But my understanding is she's never let anybody else, anybody out on bond, ever. I could be wrong on that.
It's very, very rare for someone in extradition to be let out on bond. It seems like it's trying to imply that this judge doesn't like letting people out on bond compared to other judges. I don't know. It's a strange tactic to talk about a federal judge in that way.
What's your thoughts on all these like Tate haters online? It almost seems like they're coming from like a funded source. Like it almost seems like they're not even real people.
Tyson's talking about me here, guys. Let's strap in. He's saying we're funded.
There are a bunch of British NGO-sponsored incels who sniff lines of soy in their basements and hate men and hate testosterone and hate this country. They're funded. They're losers. I wouldn't look at that as reality. I would just look at that. Picture yourself as a man or a woman of God out here, and if you can see the ethereal realm, if you're walking with the Spirit of God behind you.
Okay, I'm definitely included in this. So for those that may have joined the chat late, Andrew Tate's suing me and a bunch of other social media accounts. So if you think, oh, he's not talking about you, he's definitely talking about me. So we're all funded. Ironically, he's suing me for defamation, Tate is, and here's his lawyer really defaming me, saying that we're all funded by NGOs in England and all this. But then he deflects the conversation. He doesn't want Tate's fans, any of you in the chat, he doesn't want you looking at what I'm saying and looking at the evidence that I have to present. He starts talking about the Holy Spirit and all this. So, I should bring up on screen, by the way. So we're crowdfunding our legal defense. Go to givesendgo.com/free speech versus Tate. We have a hearing coming up on the 18th where we're going to try to get the case dismissed with prejudice. We've already had it dismissed once without prejudice in December. This is a lawsuit that Tate's lawyer never mentions because it's embarrassing, but he just talks about the lady that they're suing.
Then you have all these demons surrounding you. These are these little demons, these little elves, these little ugly little creatures who try to gnaw and chip away at you and get you to give.
He's calling me a demon elf. I'm a demon elf, chat. Let's go.
They're nothing but a satanic.
You never know when you need it, man.
A distraction, and I wouldn't even consider anything that you're saying as true.
To any of Tate's fans, I'm happy for you to look at the evidence of what I'm saying, look at what I have to back it up, and look at the evidence of what they're saying and make your own conclusion instead of just deflecting into we're all satanic demon elves and don't even look at what we're saying. He doesn't want you to look at what I'm saying. He doesn't want you to look at the contradictions that I show.
And don't forget, Andrew and Tristan are minorities. They're biracial like I am.
What? We're pulling the race card now, guys. We're getting very woke. Andrew Tate is woke. Joseph McBride is getting very woke here. That's crazy. He's half African American, Jack, yes, but he's listed as white by the DOJ. They're not arrested because they're black.
And they're half black and they're half white. And the real experience for a black man when it comes to the system in this country is if you speak out, you speak to power, if you speak out against the party narrative, they will lock your black ass up and throw away the key in 6 seconds flat. And that is what's happening here. It's, boy, how did you get in this room? Boy, why are you talking so much? Boy, don't you know that you don't come from this type of family, that you don't come from this...
Guys, it's a full race thing now. This is new, I think. They're arresting Andrew Tate. They're extraditing Andrew Tate because he's black. This is very woke. This is, wow, that's crazy.
Boy, we're going to make an example out of you to make sure that every other black man in the world shuts his mouth because he knows that the process is punishment and that we will incarcerate you, whip you, we will chain you, we will bind you to make you remember the storied history of this country, which means that black men cannot rise above poverty.
Myron Gaines, is he going to say something? What has Myron Gaines said about people using them being black as an excuse? He said there's no disadvantages. He has been completely against this narrative.
So whenever people come in and say, oh, well, you know, racism, systemic racism, blah, blah, blah. I think in today's day and age, there's nothing that holds you back from success. And I think if we have more young black guys like talking about this and saying like, dude, you're not a victim, you can fucking overcome, we'll be better off, man. And you know, it's because the music, the culture, just a very victim mentality, man.
He should say something. Does he have the balls? I think we know he doesn't. He won't. But this is completely anti-Myron Gaines. This is crazy. Look at his face. He's like, wow, this is not against anything I've said. This is a great point. And I think Tate has talked about this as well, that there's no disadvantages to being black. He's completely against this. This is a wild change in narrative. Wow. It's because I is black.
It's important for everybody to know that in the United States justice system, that when you're litigating a criminal case against the federal government, 99% of all cases end up in pleas of criminal cases. Because anytime you have a strong case against the government, two things happen. Number one, If you go to trial and if you blow trial, if you were looking at 5 years in a plea deal, they'll try to put you in jail for 50. It's called the trial penalty. Number two, the federal government is one of the most dishonest.
I'm confused. This is for extradition, for him to be extradited to the UK to face trial. So why is he talking about, he's not talking about the UK here, is he? This doesn't make sense.
Criminal organizations on earth. And when it comes to fighting fair fights, they don't know how to do it. So the eve before
No, he must be talking about the UK. I must have missed that switch.
they will drop volumes, pallets, millions of gigabytes worth of information for you to decipher in 24 hours to make sure that the fight is unfair.
No, he's talking about the Donald Trump DOJ. So he keeps saying that if this falls through, he's going to go to Donald Trump and Marco Rubio and demand that they let Andrew and Tristan free.
And if we lose, and if this judge says, look, despite the compelling arguments, despite what you presented in front of me today, I'm still going to rule against you, then we will go straight to President Trump's office. We will go straight to Marco Rubio.
But then in the meantime, he's saying that their administration and their Department of Justice are all criminals. I think that's what he's saying.
And often when you go in front of judges and you say, Judge, they just dropped this stuff on us last night, the judge says, tough shit, you have to fight the way that things are.
Look, he's whining a bit here, but at this point of we didn't have time and we need to, like, it's normal for people to ask for extensions and get them accepted, and I'm not going to go too hard on this one. He's saying far stupider things than this.
We filed a motion the other day. We had a compelling case to bring it to the court. 36 hours before our hearing, the federal government drops a 200-page motion on us, regurgitating old crimes, the old allegations from 100 years ago.
Lie. They're allegations from years ago, but he's deliberately mixing it up with this other case in the UK. And he does this a lot, and the Tates do this a lot. So old allegations, that makes people think that it's about the case that the CPS declined to prosecute in 2019. These are two separate cases. This is more women. This is an increasing amount of women in the UK that are saying Andrew Tate raped them. But he doesn't want you to know that, and Tate doesn't want you to know that.
The other thing that's important is that this information they're using is from foreign governments. It's not obviously generated by the U.S. government. They're relying upon
Foreign
other governments.
They're being extradited to the UK, but they're charged with trafficking over 40 women in Romania. It's very relevant to the alleged crimes that they're being extradited for. They're not being extradited from the US to the UK for alleged crimes in the US. That doesn't make sense. Oh, these people.
That you guys have already proven to be, hey, this is BS or whatever, which is why they're on bonds, why they've been able to travel all this time and stuff you guys have already debunked.
Right.
And now the U.S. government's relying upon that. That's why they've been able to travel all this time and stuff you guys have already debunked. To be, hey, this is BS or whatever, which is why they're on bonds, why they've been able to travel all this time and stuff you guys have already debunked.
Right.
And now
Okay, I heard that the third time. I still don't know what the fuck he's trying to say.
the U.S. government's relying upon that as a foundation to keep them in.
That's right. And the two situations here in American courts, we had a false allegation in Beverly Hills, California, a couple years ago, and we gave all of the information to the prosecutor, and she declined to prosecute. I got a declination letter. LA,
Which is hard to get, by the way. Very difficult to get.
Which is hard to get. It's very hard to have one state that's not laying criminal charges for grape. Very hard. You know what? You know how many states and territories I'm not charged with grape in? All of them. Everyone in the world. Look how good I am. It's pretty hard to do. It's actually pretty easy. It's not that hard. So again, he brings up, here's one state where a woman alleged that Andrew violently essayed her and filed a criminal complaint, and they declined to prosecute, and there's a lawsuit going ahead. So he's not charged with grape in one state. That's pretty good. That's good. That's 1 out of 50. Or whatever, however many there is. And again, we're talking about charges in the UK. So look, there's at least one state that he's not charged with grape in the US, so he mustn't have done it in the UK.
Refuses to prosecute for lack of evidence. And in Palm Beach, we're suing the original wrongful accuser for defamation. So any competent court of jurisdiction or law enforcement agency that's worth its credibility, who has examined the charges against Andrew and Tristan Tate under any reasonable light of truth, has sided with us.
One state declined to prosecute. Joseph has said that Florida dropped a criminal case, but when he said this, when he announced this, what happened was in their civil lawsuit, some civil claims, again, not criminal charges, civil claims were dismissed as in counterclaims. So Tate is suing them for defamation. She countersued them for defamation, human trafficking related claims, and the human trafficking related claims in a civil lawsuit were dismissed. Joseph McBride got on Twitter, posted a video saying saying all these charges have been dropped. Charges for trafficking have been dropped.
Judge G. Joseph Curley has just issued a landmark ruling dismissing every major charge that's been used to smear Andrew and Tristan Tate.
And he's just kept saying it ever since. I've never seen any evidence that there's been a criminal case dropped in Florida.
The enemies of Tate know this. The United Kingdom knows this. This is why they're packaging allegations from a foreign government, a foreign jurisdiction, foreign accusers, in order to use the extradition process here to politically kidnap them and stick them in a Russian, I should say, in an English gulag to rob them of due process.
The fact that one state in the US decided not to charge him with sex crimes is not relevant. Like, they're charged with trafficking over 40 women in Florida, and they have 50 criminal charges in the UK for which they're trying to extradite.
The case out of California, which you got literally a prosecution declination from a DA, which is very difficult to get.
Very hard.
And you got one of those, which
Yeah.
basically says, hey, we're not going to prosecute. And they still use that as a basis to hold it.
Yeah, they used it as a basis to hold
That's
him
that's
because we
insane.
had to prove it.
Yeah, that's
We had to prove
insane.
it.
Even though you have that letter.
That's one of many things that they're using. And I'm sorry, but Bree Stern, they're talking about Andrew's ex-girlfriend who alleges that he violently assaulted her. Why would they not use that? Because she went to a doctor. She was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome. She's got texts from Andrew being threatening and saying he's going to beat her. For whatever reason, I don't know why, they decided there was enough evidence to prosecute. But keep in mind, they're including that on top of details about the 40 women that they're charged with trafficking in Romania. They're really cherry picking, like, of all these 50 plus women that are accusing Andrew of horrific, violent crimes. They're saying, oh, look, there's this one state here that didn't lay charges, and there's this one lady in this state that we're suing. So that means that nothing happened. So, and again, for Tate fans in the chat, I encourage you to fact check anything I'm saying. Joseph doesn't want you to do that, but I encourage you to.
They said they're not going to prosecute. And then on top of that, for those that don't know, this woman made the accusation because she didn't get a crypto investment. So
this woman laid this investigation because she didn't get a crypto investment. Like, what? I'm sorry. Andrews texted her saying, I'm going to beat you. I'm good. Like,
who's these guys in the background? Like, these guys in the background, like, this guy's probably Jewish. He's got to be Jewish. This guy's got to be Jewish.
Oh, they're Jewish. I don't know who he's talking about, but someone that did something you didn't like, they must be Jewish, guys.
It's like saying, will there be a fair trial in North Korea? No way. Yeah. Never going to happen.
Joe, if they win the case
Just talking rubbish. I mean,
in California, what does that mean for their actual entire case?
They won the case.
correct answer is nothing. So if Joe's honest, just because one state decided not to lay charges, that means absolutely nothing, I'll be honest, but I believe my clients are innocent.
Joe, if they win the case in California, what does that mean for their actual entire case?
They won the case in California.
Every time, bro.
Defamation out there. We're getting ready for a full judgment for $50 million in California.
That's a lie. He's not won the case in California. The case in California is a civil lawsuit. So the Bree Stern sued Tate. He hasn't won that case. That's a lie. That's just a flat out lie. And this is what he does, right? He conflates criminal cases and charges with things that happened in the lawsuit. So the case that exists in California is a civil lawsuit. It's ongoing. So the Tates are countersuing her.
In the case that's going to go to jury trial here, if we win that case, which we feel great about, we haven't lost the material hearing in that case ever. If we win that case, all the original human trafficking allegations against them explode, which is why they're coming up with new ones now. Yeah. They're taking old allegations, repackaging it as new ones because it's a new filing.
This is a lie, guys. He's just lying. I'm not going to keep saying this. Every time you hear him say this is old allegations, repackaged as a new one, he's lying. And you can fact check it. You can look, you can see that the old allegations that he's talking about are from women in Hertfordshire whose criminal case the CPS declined to prosecute in 2019. And they've just this year, the criminal investigation was reopened and inquiries were launched into the detectives because, like I've been saying for the past 3 years, the investigation was botched. And again, I'm being sued for defamation for saying these things. And then this year, this happened. This actually happened. This investigation was reopened and the police, the detectives are being investigated for not doing their job properly, like I said they didn't.
And I think the other important thing also for people to know is that none of these allegations have to be true. They just have to be made.
They just
and use it to keep them, guys. It's very important that you guys understand. None of this stuff has to be substantiated. It doesn't have to be proven. Anything. It just needs to be made. And they're like, well, look, all these allegations. Like, it's like basically throwing it at the wall and seeing.
So what he's doing is he's saying something that's somewhat true here and just kind of twisting it. What's happening right now isn't a trial, for those that might not know in the chat. They're not going to trial for all these crimes that are happening in California, in the UK. So they're being held to be extradited. So they don't have to go through the whole trial right now. But Myron's just kind of using this fact and twisting it into something that's so unfair for the Tates.
And that's essentially what's going on here with this stuff. Like I told you guys, the California case, this accuser literally wanted a crypto investment. He said no, and then she made these allegations. Like, what?
Crazy, bro.
Yes, dude.
It's just the time frame's all fucked up. That's wrong. That's a lie. She made the allegations after she says that he violently strangled her, SA'd her. She went to the doctors in the following days, was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome, and has text messages of Andrew Tate saying, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you. And the crypto thing was ages before. They first met over talking about a crypto collaboration, and they got into like a relationship for, was it 12 months? I can't remember, but like a while longer. So this is just, Myron's just lying. Any Fresh and Fit fans actually fact-checked anything Myron said about the Tate's cases, and you'll see he's been lying to you for years.
Why the allegation just being made is good enough?
Because that's the extradition process. This is not about proving their guilt or innocence regarding the crimes that he's been accused.
True.
And they dropped it like 36 hours before, guys, which like it's huge. Like to respond to every single accusation and debunk it, which they've done before.
So keep in mind, they keep talking about how long this filing from the DOJ was. Joseph McBride has been going on podcasts and videos, just lying constantly about the case and what's happening and the conditions they're being kept in. And Andrew's been tweeting, saying he's got no commissary. So the filing would have been much shorter if he was just doing his job and not blatantly lying for his clients.
Line by line was going to take an enormous amount of time. You guys got to remember, man, when you're fighting the U.S. government, you're fighting an enormous amount of resources. They got time.
38 pages, Kim. I was thinking, like, how many pages is this thing actually? Because, yeah, it's not that much, is it? You're right. It's not even that long. They're lying about that too. Thank you, Kim. That's a good point.
Probably have 40, 50 people working on this motion.
Yeah, so it's
Sorry, I want to hear from Justin Waller. Justin, speak. Give your thoughts on this case. I demand it, please.
Romania was a communist regime not too long ago, in a fairly recent past. And we're winning so much in Romania that the United Kingdom is not only trying to hurt us here, they're trying to cut the brothers out of the process in Romania as well.
They've won nothing in Romania, just to be clear. They are still currently charged with trafficking over 40 women, sex acts with a minor, rape in Andrew's case, trafficking minors. They've done well to delay it, and they've done well to get help from the Trump administration last year to allow them to travel. So they're wins, but Joseph would have you think that they're actually like getting charges dismissed and things.
What about what they mentioned about the second passport that they had like in another country? Like
The Vladimir Scorpius passport from Mexico, printed on cardboard, was a prop from a Halloween costume. By the way, Vladimir Scorpius is a Bond villain. These morons, these jerk-offs put that in motion. Like, look, this is indicia of flight. It's a fake passport from a freaking James Bond costume from a party. These people are so retarded. It doesn't even matter.
Where's the stamp?
I don't understand what his point is. Yeah, it's dumb, it's moronic, but Tristan did it. He did a fraudulent passport, allegedly. So because it's such a dumb thing and like such a moronic... So here it is, Vladimir Scorpio.
I'm just going to show you that the Tate brothers, in addition to what they've been accused of here, also have been laundering money as literal Bond villains.
Well, I thought it was just a piece of paper.
How do I know this? Well, that's the profile they used when trying to set up shell companies to allegedly launder money. I know this because I got Tristan Tate's passport, his fake passport he was using. You can see his name is Scorpius Vladimir, also known as Vladimir Scorpius, the main villain in the James Bond novel. That's who Tristan Tate is pretending to be when signing up for accounts with various payment processors. I know this because I had a whistleblower from one of these payment processors give me these documents and show me exactly what this guy was doing.
Yeah, he's right. It's dumb. He's right that it's idiotic, but his client had the passport. A payment processor, according to CoffeeZilla, who I trust as a source, who I think is very responsible, he says that a payment processor gave him that information that he was using that passport for payment processing. And not only that, what they're not mentioning is that they had bank accounts set up for their webcam business. One was called Vamoose the Goose or something along those lines. They had an account called Pimping, and they had one called Scorpius or Scorpio, whatever the name was. So it's not just a piece of paper that... Is that what he's trying to say? It's a piece of paper that he just made for funsies, like a fake passport. I just make fake passports, just print them up all the time just for funsies, guys. What the
Where's the stamp
there
on the
is no
fucking
stamp.
passport?
The
There's no
Mexican-
stamp.
Mexican
I've held the
government,
I've
yeah.
held the passport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cardboard.
Yeah.
It's a prop.
Yep.
Dude, cardboard, huh? That's funny.
Cardboard.
Yeah, they use that shit everywhere.
Come on.
It was a fake passport. Like, it was used for payment processors. It was used to make bank accounts under a fake name in Mexico. Like, yeah, it's dumb, and yeah, it makes him look dumber than McLovin. That's our point. You can't say, like, yeah, this is the most moronic thing I've ever seen. Only an idiot would do this. And then think the DOJ is going to be like, oh, okay, my apologies. Sorry, sir. Yes, your clients are idiots.